Okay, this is Ronnie, and I'm here to talk about Avengers Endgame. Where to begin? Okay, let's go all the way back to the beginning. When I saw my very first... No, let's even go back further. I have been a comic book lover since I was a kid. We had, in my town, we had a small little store called Quacky's. He sold comic books, and I remember, couldn't wait to get the newest issues of Black Widow, Captain America, Hulk, Batman, Wonder Woman. There were some others, I think, like Fantastic Four. Anyway, I've always loved them. And my heroes were Wonder Woman and Black Widow. And of course, growing up in the 80s, we were in the Cold War and we were fighting against communism. And I remember I was in 5th or 6th grade. And we had, it was in the 80s, I guess it was 1980, or it was 79 into 80. And the 5th and 6th grade classes were for history, and they incorporated it through a lot of our other classes. We're going to be able to vote for in our first presidential election in school, ballot box and all of that. And I had voted for Ronald Reagan, and I was so excited to hear that he had won the election. Not only did he win in our class election, but he'd also won president, as everyone knows. And so knowing that, and like I said, we grew up in the 80s, and we were very aware of communism in, the Berlin Wall was still there. I can remember the speech that President Reagan had given to Gorbachev about tearing the wall down, and it was such a monumental time. Now, like I said, small town America, great American values. I was a Girl Scout till I graduated high school, which is nearly unheard of in this day and age. We camped, we did everything. Anyway, I was a comic book nerd, and so I fell in love with Black Widow because she came and defected, and she was a wonderful, wonderful character who beat that communism and came here to fight with us, against this. Even though she was trained, her story was a Cinderella dream story for this crazy girl. Okay, so yeah, I was a girly girl and a tomboy and an American, and traditional American values is what, our growing up was like. And so when this woman defected and came over to America, she was amazing. So I've been a Black Widow fan forever. Knowing she was coming to the Marvel Universe made me, wow. Now, I really didn't care for Iron Man 2, but it was her debut, which I loved, because I loved her. And I was so excited, and I loved the red hair, and one of my best friends had red hair, and I always wanted red hair, and so my mom told me I couldn't dye my hair, and I couldn't double pierce my ears or anything like that till I was 18 years old. And you know what this 18-year-old girl did? She dyed her hair red, and she got her ears double pierced. Now, I gotta tell you, after I got my ears double pierced, my mother ran out and got hers done. My mother is insane, but we've already just covered my crazy mother. And so, yeah, I was a redhead with double pierced. Oh, and by the way, my mother is a pirate now because her ears are pierced all the way up. She's insane, but we've already discussed her. So, the Marvel Universe was incredible for me. And as a kid, Saturday morning cartoons, Shazam, ISIS, Super Friends, Justice League, Spider-Man. It was the Amazing Spider-Man. Evenings, Wonder Woman, The Incredible Hulk, Think. I know there was another. Oh, Greatest American Hero. Oh my God, Greatest American Hero. Even though I don't know that specifically that he's a comic book guy, it was a superhero show, so it was great. Anyway, oh my gosh, I am like so excited. I get goosebumps just thinking about talking about superheroes. Anyway, she was my hero. So I've watched all these Marvel movies, and I have enjoyed every single one of them. I hated in Infinity War, where she dyed her hair blonde. I wanted to smack her in the head. But, you know, it is what it is, right? I gotta put spoiler alert in the title, I think, for anyone who hasn't watched Endgame. Okay, so we get through Endgame movie, and here I am sitting in the theater with my son, and I'm trying so desperately not to embarrass him, and I'm so excited. And when they leave Nebula and War Machine, is it War Machine? I think it was him. And they go to get the Soul Stone. I had not thought anything about it. I wasn't thinking about the Soul Stone. I was thinking about the rest of the movie and what was going on, especially because Nebula was having equipment failure, or malfunction rather. And then we pulled over to Natasha and Clint. And I knew she had to be the one. I knew she had to sacrifice herself, because family's everything to Natasha. And who's her family? Every one of those Avengers. And I'm crying still. And I saw the movie 2 weeks ago, or when it first came out. And I told my son, I can't talk about this without crying. Anyway, she gave her life for her family, and that I knew that was what she had to do. And it broke me up. And yes, I know they're going to do a prequel to all of this. They're doing a backstory for Black Widow. I've seen videos about it, but it still broke my heart, because she was my girl. When I was younger, my first email address was blackwidow@ and then the server name .net. And my father said, what kind of handle is that? Why would you call yourself Black Widow? Because he didn't understand comic books. The man was ignorant of comic books. I'm like, she's a comic book hero, Dad. She's the greatest. She kicks ass. So, yeah. She was my girl. She's gone. I know that the original Avengers are all gone. I loved Cap's end story. I hated that Tony Stark died and will not see his baby girl grow up. I thought it was funny what they did to Thor, but I kind of wished they had let him use his axe to come down and say, yeah, this is me, and he now has this really super great body. But whatever. I think it was what we needed after 20 plus movies. And I'm going to tell you something. I never went and saw Captain Marvel. And I won't. I remember when Captain Marvel was a man, because I am that old. And I think that the way Brie Larson came out and she thinks she's the shit, and how she insulted other people, the male of the species, is wrong. She should be thanking them for allowing her the privilege of playing Captain Marvel. Because if it wasn't for these originals, she'd not have a movie. My opinion. And I don't like feminists who come after others. I don't need to step on the back of a man or another woman to get where I'm going. I get there by doing the work. I don't need to put anyone down to be who I am. And I'm sorry, but that's what she's doing, and that's wrong. It's wrong on more levels than I can ever even explain. And so, Endgame was the end game. And there were things I didn't like. Yeah, there's never going to be a perfect movie. But I think they did the best they could. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the kick-assness of it. I thought it was the right decision for Natasha. What is going on, Natalia? What am I, retarded? Natasha gave herself. That Tony started it and he ended it. Yeah, I liked it. Anyway, hopefully I didn't spoil this for anybody. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to. But I hope you enjoyed my little trip down memory lane, so to speak. We'll see where the MCU goes from here. I don't know how much of it I'm going to continue with. I know I'll watch Guardians. And I know my son is really excited for Spider-Man. And I may do those two. But other than that, I got to see where this goes. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my opinion. And as always, if you got questions, leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Have a blessed day. Thanks.